It'll be a bit tight now. I've got the plastic surrounding in, so I'm going to have to go careful. Only just fits. So before I put the toilet in the shower room, we've had to make out a template. Because I've got this corner piece in the middle of the shower unit itself, it houses the shower tap and the water supply. I've now got the walls in place and they've stuck on this time. I've fixed my LED light on the roof and the light switch. Okay, I'm going to get this toilet in here. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. This toilet holds around about 15 litres of water, but unfortunately it's not an automatic refillable tank, it's a manual one. And I need to find out the point where to put that filler point on the outside of the wall. So I've got to work out behind this toilet how far and how wide and how long this hole has to be. I'm just trying to get the best camera angle. So I'm going to double check and treble check before I start drilling holes in this wall. Because once I start drilling, there's no going back. And, yep, we're definitely lined up there. Now the next problem is where to put this bloody camera, because no matter where I put it, you're not going to get a good shot. So I'm sorry. Right, so I'm going to start drilling out this hole for the water filler point. Just hope I don't hit any wires. I forgot where they were. No wires yet. Looks like I'm going to miss the wires, that's great. So I'm going to use this wall as a guide to cut out the outer wall. Just want to make sure I'm not drilling through my fingers. Looks about right. One hole cut. It's a bit tight trying to get this toilet back in here again. I've now got the toilet in the position I want it to be in. Now I'm ready to drill out all them 4 melting point holes. Also in here we have the only wiring to the toilet to make the pump, flush pump work. And all it is 2 wires, a positive and a negative. And I'll be routing the wiring from the underneath of the toilet to here. And I shall solder it in. First, let's get these holes drilled up. Just mounted the header tank filler door. It's only 4 screws, and it basically sandwiches the wall between the toilet and the door itself. So that's the shower room all sealed off now. Now for the next stage, the shower room door. Which is bloody obvious, it's not going to fit. Looks like I'm going to have to take this one apart. I want to be cracking along with this end wall now. I have cut out a cardboard template and transferred it onto the 5mm plywood, which before I stick it onto the wall I want to be covering it with a white Neverett stuff, so it's going to be the same as the ceiling. So I'm just going to cut these 2 holes out to house the shower pipes and the 2 cables that's going to the toilet and the light switch. Of course, it would help if you had a sharp knife, which I bloody don't. Come on, that's it. Right, so along here I can put screws around this corner edge here because it's going to be hidden by the cupboard anyway. I'll start with the top screw first. I should have prepared for this. Clearly, it was no secret I was putting the wall up. So I've just fitted my corner piece here just to make the doorway a bit more neater. With the bifolding door, I tried to take it apart but the glass broke on it, so I'll have to come back to that at a later date. I'm still going to stick with the bifolding door idea, but I'm just waiting for more of this PVC plastic stuff. That's what I'm going to use as an info panel for that bifolding door. And I've also just fitted my shower head and holder. That's in place now. Now, also, if we just come down to the bottom here to the corner, there's the tap for the shower head. Now that's just a cover that slots onto the corner piece I fitted in. And I've also cut out, which this camera will stop doing weird things, but I've also cut out right the edge so it fits, and I've sealed it off. So it's a nice clean fitting. So that tall header tank is kind of integrated into that corner piece now. Now around the back of the shower I've done the same as I've done on the front of the shower. I've applied some, oh god that joke again, applied some plywood to the framework of the shower itself. But first I covered it up with this ground leather stuff so it matches the rest of this bedroom. If I just swing it around you can just see, it's like in a corner, so that's what it looks like on the back of the shower. Just lift it up a bit. So I've tried to get it as close as I could possibly to the edging of the walls and the ceiling itself. I've also soldered up the two wires for the toilet itself. All I've done is solder it into position and use shrink wrap around the edging just to make it nice and waterproof in there. So that's how I built my toilet and shower cubicle. Now on the next stage I want to fit a bedroom wall here, but we'll go into the next video for that to finish off the bedroom. So thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. You're going to love whole traffic, especially rush hour. Now if you follow Mevi on YouTube, you've probably seen his latest episode of 100 where he found out he had an issue with his turbo, or what was thought to be an issue with his turbo, which was diagnosed by a local independent garage in the town. Now many people did make comments on it, a few saying it looks more like the egg gasket, and I thought the same, he thought the same. So that's why I just popped around to see him, see if I can offer a hand, or if he wanted somewhere to stay, if he got stuck. Anyway, I've had a look, and from what he's saying, 4 litres of coolant fluid is at the top of the engine up with. Pretty sure he said 3 litres of engine oil as well. There's only 4.5 litres of engine oil in these engines. Tells me that's a huge coolant and oil consumption, and upon starting the engine it is absolutely white smoke. It's a lot of smoke there. In fact, the guy passing by even made a comment on it. So it was bad. I removed the oil fill cap and it is starting to look a bit mayonnaise, isn't it? Not only that, is coolant header tank. The coolant colour is just looking murky. It's getting oil in it. No, it's more of an indication of an egg gasket. In the short term, he has put rad weld in it just to get him back. The problem is he does live in the van, so he needs his van. Anyway, Anyway, that's the good news. For him at least. Head gasket. It is good news. The bad news, I noticed when there was a load on the engine, there was distinct knocking noise coming from the bottom end bearings, and I think the engine's goosed, to be honest with you. It's basically going to need some taking off, inspection of the crankshaft. If he's scored, it's going to need having a new crankshaft or grounding down and outside bearings put in it. But either way, that's going to be an engine out job, to be replacing the crankshaft. So, probably economical wise, new engine. Then the labour on top of that. So it's going to be time consuming, and he can't really afford the time consuming job because he lives in the van. So he needs it back pretty pronto. So I certainly do wish you good luck, mate. And if you do need anything else, just give us a shout. Alright, bud. Just make sure you're going to hit this wall.